Bore da, dynion. Croeso nôl. Welcome back to the 52 Men of the Bible video series that we're doing here at CVM Cymru. Mae'n wych bod gyda chi eto. A'r cyfle i rannu rhywfaint o feddyliau gyda chi hefyd. It's really good. It's great to be back with you and just to have the chance, the opportunity to share some more thoughts with you from this great resource called 52 Men of the Bible. And we are at week 40 this week. It's incredible that we're really on the home run now. And this week we're looking at a guy who we're calling the disabled man. Now, it's not a title we'd go for easily, but we don't know his name. And the fact is, he lived in AD 30-ish. And at that time, if you had a disability, you didn't have much hope. You didn't have much to look forward to in life. And that's very much where this man was, yet his hope was in Jesus Christ. So that in itself, the fact that he knew his only hope was in Jesus Christ, means he has a lot to teach us. So grab your Bibles, turn to John chapter 5, verses 1 to 15, and once you've read that, we'll crack on. Right, okay guys, one of the things I think we can all agree with is that this story is amazing. It is the gospel in 15 verses. It is everything that Jesus is all about. And it is a story that flags up so much hope for all of us. Now, in this particular video, we're not going to talk about the religious leaders and how they got into another hissy fit over the fact that Jesus, A, had healed someone, and B, that he had, shock horror, done it on the Sabbath. No, none of that really matters for this particular video. What we're going to focus on is the man himself, the disabled guy, and how Jesus comes and interacts with him. Now, this guy, we know, had a disability. We know he was a cripple. He may well have been deaf. He could have been blind. We know he wasn't mute because he's able to speak to Jesus. But we know that he is sufficiently disabled to have really no life at all. He literally comes to the pool at Bethesda and he sits there and he waits, wondering every single day whether this is going to be his miraculous day. But here's the thing. He's been doing this for 38 years. He's been doing it for 38 years. Now, where I live in Wales, if I drive just a little bit west towards Caernarfon, I end up driving around a place called Bethesda. And every time I drive around Bethesda, it always reminds me of this story. And it always reminds me of what the gospel really is all about. On this particular day, Jesus comes up to the man and he gently and lovingly starts a conversation with him. That is what Jesus wants to do for you and for me every day. He wants to come up alongside us and he wants to start talking to us. He wants to start connecting with us. He wants us to realize what our greatest need is. And our greatest need, no matter how well our lives are going or how badly our lives are going, our greatest need is always Jesus himself. Iesu Grist, Jesus Christ. We need him. And he is our only hope. And it may have taken 38 years, But that's what this guy ultimately knew. You see, society was saying that he was valueless, that there was no hope for him. He would have been told, and whether he was told this in words or just in attitude, he would have been told every day of his life that he was a lost cause, that it was game over for him, that there was no future for him. How often does the world tell us that? Or how often does it tell the ones around us whom we love and hold dear that we are all a lost cause? That there's no hope for us. It's game over. May as well just forget it. And Jesus doesn't come with that message. He comes and he gently asks, what is it that you need? And this guy probably tells Jesus that he's been coming to the pool at Bethesda for 38 years, but he can never get into the water. It's never been his day of miracle, and all he wants is to be made whole. And Jesus says, well, I can do that for you. This is your miracle day. Not only does Jesus physically heal him, but he transforms him from the inside out. And we know this because this man then goes off. You can't shut him up. He just goes and he tells everybody about what Jesus has done in his life. And yes, that annoys the religious leaders. And yes, others probably questioned what on earth had gone on. But for this man, he knew that he had a story of the gospel, Jesus touching his life and transforming it from the inside out. And for this man, his life would never be the same again. The narrative of you're a lost cause, you have no hope, it's game over for you, there is no purpose in your life, all of that had been swept away by one word from Jesus, which gave him his health and his well-being, and crucially healed him from the inside out. So guys, how are you feeling today? Sut wyt ti'n teimlo heddiw? How are you feeling today? How are you viewing Jesus today? How are you viewing life generally? Do you feel that you are a lost cause? Do you feel that there's no way that God could be interested in you? There's no future for you. It's game over. I'm too long in the tooth. I've spent too much of my life not being what I should be, not doing what I should do. I've wasted too many years. Jesus does not think the same. Jesus is looking at you right now. He's reaching out to you. Jesus believes in you. Let me say that again, because that one might be hard for us to accept. Jesus believes in you. This guy at the pool of Bethesda, 38 years, told him nothing was ever going to change. It was always going to be this way. In the 39th year of his life, Jesus came and said it is never, ever going to be the same. I have plans for you. I have a purpose for you. I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you. And I will restore all the years that the locusts have eaten. And this guy walks away from the pool for the last time, never needing to go back there, but with a message in his heart that Jesus transforms us from the inside out. So guys, have a great week. Have a wonderful week. But remember this. You may think it's game over. You may think you're a lost cause, but Jesus believes in you. If you reach out to him, you will realize he is already reaching out to you. And that is the biggest game changer in history.